I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn and I hire wrong. So our orders get all backed up. We're drowning in paperwork, then actually drowning. Carol is fighting off sharks with a stapler and pirates are pillaging the office copier and... Then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant goes beyond the resume, using unique insights to deliver a smarter shortlist. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
This is Dr. Ted O'Connell with the MedPrep to Go Step 2 Qbank podcast. Today we'll be reviewing 3 psychiatry questions. Just a reminder that you can find these questions and many more at medprep2go.com. If you'd like to get involved in this project or have any feedback, please contact me at ted.medprep2go@gmail.com. And if you like what we're doing, please consider giving us a review and letting your friends know about this project. All right, let's get started with the first question. A 39-year-old woman presents to the clinic for a 9-month history of chest pain. She explains that the pain is constant at rest, but sometimes worsens with exertion. She has tried taking acetaminophen, but it does not relieve the pain. She has missed multiple days of work and family outings over this period because of the pain. Previous evaluations with many healthcare providers have included cardiac enzyme levels, electrocardiograms, chest X-ray and CT angiography, echocardiography, and an exercise stress test, which have all been normal. She is anxious and frustrated that no diagnosis has been established. She has spent many hours daily searching for answers on the internet. She has no other medical problems. Vital signs and physical examination are normal. Screening for depression and generalized anxiety disorder are negative. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? A, conversion disorder, B, factitious disorder, C, illness anxiety disorder, D, malingering, or E, somatic symptom disorder? The correct answer is E, somatic symptom disorder. Somatic symptom disorder, or SSD, is a mental health condition in which a person feels significantly distressed about physical symptoms and has abnormal thoughts, feelings, and behaviors in response to them. The disorder disrupts their daily functioning and quality of life. Although a person with somatic symptom disorder reports symptoms, the symptoms may have no medical explanation or may be normal body sensations or discomfort. Even when there is a medical cause, the person's worry is out of proportion to the symptoms. People with somatic symptom disorder are often unaware of their underlying mental health condition and believe that they have serious physical ailments. The distress often causes them to visit multiple healthcare providers and have many medical tests and unnecessary procedures. Answer choice A, conversion disorder, is incorrect. Conversion disorder involves at least one symptom of neurologic dysfunction that is unexplained by a medical condition and is not consistent with examination. These symptoms are functionally limiting and typically occur during episodes of physical, emotional, or psychological stress. While people with conversion disorder frequently experience depression or anxiety, excessive worrying and distress about the physical symptoms aren't part of the diagnosis for conversion disorder. In contrast, excessive concern about physical symptoms is the main part of the diagnosis of somatic symptom disorder. Answer choice B, factitious disorder, is incorrect. Factitious disorder involves falsification of symptoms with no external benefit. Answer choice C, illness anxiety disorder, is incorrect. Illness anxiety disorder is a mental health condition in which a person is preoccupied and excessively worried about having an illness or getting an illness. Unlike somatic symptom disorder, a person with illness anxiety disorder usually doesn't experience physical symptoms. Answer choice D, malingering, is incorrect. In malingering, a person feigns medical issues for personal gain. The key learning point here: somatic symptom disorder is characterized by an extreme focus on physical symptoms such as pain or fatigue, that causes major emotional distress and problems functioning. There may or may not be another diagnosed medical condition associated with these symptoms, but the reaction to the symptoms is not normal. Question 2. A 60-year-old woman presents to the emergency department for severe anxiety for the past 3 days. She reports that the anxiety is persistent and started suddenly. She reports that she has been experiencing some additional stress at work recently, but primarily she has been having attacks where she feels breathless, perspires, and feels like she is going to die. She reports that she had an especially severe attack 2 days ago, and since then has been on edge and feeling anxious and out of breath. Vital signs are significant for a heart rate of 115 beats per minute and an oxygen saturation of 91% on room air. On physical examination, the patient is sitting on the exam table, leaning forward with a straight back, with her legs hanging off the edge of the table and her arms resting on her thighs. Cardiac examination reveals tachycardia, but the physical examination is otherwise unremarkable. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? A. Acute stress disorder. B. Anxiety disorder due to another medical condition. C. Borderline personality disorder. D. Malingering. Or E. Panic disorder. The correct answer is B. Anxiety disorder due to another medical condition. In this clinical vignette, the patient meets criteria for panic disorder. However, the patient presents with signs of hypoxia. Her oxygen saturation is 91%, and she has tachycardia. She is in the tripod position, which should be the first indication that there might be a respiratory issue. Before diagnosing an anxiety disorder, medical causes of anxiety must be ruled out. Hypoxia can present as anxiety. Answer choice A, acute stress disorder, is incorrect. Acute stress disorder is the development of specific fear behaviors that last from 3 days to 1 month after a traumatic event. Such a history is not provided in this vignette. Answer choice C, borderline personality disorder, is incorrect. While there's not enough information in the vignette to rule out borderline personality disorder, it is not the primary presenting problem. Answer choice D, malingering, is incorrect. Malingering is pretending to have a condition for the purpose of gaining something. This patient has evidence of an underlying physiologic process that makes malingering unlikely. Malingering should be a diagnosis of exclusion. Answer choice E, panic disorder, is incorrect. The patient has symptoms consistent with panic disorder. However, the symptoms are a result of an underlying physical condition. The key learning point here: in anxiety disorder due to another medical condition, the patient displays evidence of anxiety, for example, palpitations, sweating, dizziness, or shortness of breath, though there is another medical condition present that underlies and leads to the anxiety.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
The Subaru Share the Love event is on from November 20th to January 2nd. For 18 years, Subaru and its retailers have supported over 2,700 local charities through the Share the Love event. When you purchase or lease a new vehicle during the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru and its retailers will make a minimum $300 donation to charity. Visit Subaru.com/share to learn more.
Question 3. A 26-year-old woman presents to the emergency department with her boyfriend because she has not been sleeping well for the past 2 weeks. The patient reports sleeping about 2 hours per night, but she feels like she has plenty of energy. Her boyfriend reports that the patient is not at her baseline and has been exhibiting unusual behaviors that are causing him concern. Of note, she has made over 500 posts to her Instagram page in the last 5 days. The patient reports that she did not want to come to the emergency department, but that she came to appease her boyfriend. During the interview, the patient's speech is rapid and uninterruptible but fluent. The patient's affect is expansive, and she gets up several times to pace the room during the interview. She reports that she has begun a new business venture, allowing her to quit her previous marketing job. Her boyfriend confirms that she has founded a new business, but he has always known her to love her marketing job. When asked about her past psychiatric history, she reports a history of a major depressive episode during college, which resulted in her failing a semester. She currently denies suicidal or homicidal ideations. Physical examination is unremarkable. Complete metabolic panel and urine toxicology screen are unremarkable. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? A. Bipolar 1 disorder. B. Bipolar 2 disorder. C. Borderline personality disorder. D. Disinhibited social engagement disorder. Or E. Insomnia disorder. The correct answer is B. Bipolar 2 disorder. Bipolar 2 disorder is a mood disorder that consists of at least one major depressive episode and one hypomanic episode. A hypomanic episode is a deviation from normal mood with increased energy and activity that consists of an elevated or expansive mood lasting at least 4 consecutive days. The change in mood must be noticeable by others and must cause impairment in functioning, but is not severe enough to warrant psychiatric hospitalization. 3 of the following must be present in addition to the mood disturbance: grandiosity, decreased need for sleep, increased speech, racing thoughts, distractibility, increased goal-directed activities or physical movements, and increased involvement in activities that are risky. In this clinical vignette, the patient meets the criteria for bipolar 2 disorder. She has a previous major depressive episode and is currently hypomanic. A hallmark of bipolar 2 disorder is poor insight. She has an expansive mood with psychomotor agitation and is so distracted during the interview that she gets up from the exam table. She has a decreased need for sleep, pressured speech, and increased goal-directed behaviors. Her increased goal-directed behaviors consist of her increased posting to social media and have led to her risky decision to leave her job suddenly for a new business opportunity. The patient is not a harm to herself or to another person, and she is not psychotic, so she does not warrant an inpatient psychiatric hospitalization. Answer choice A, bipolar 1 disorder, is incorrect. Bipolar 1 disorder presents similarly to bipolar 2 disorder. However, the distinction in this vignette is that the patient does not meet criteria for a manic episode. To meet criteria for a manic episode, the patient would have more severe symptoms necessitating psychiatric hospitalization. Answer choice C, borderline personality disorder, is incorrect. While there is not enough information in the vignette to rule out borderline personality disorder, it is not the primary presenting problem. Answer choice D, disinhibited social engagement disorder, is incorrect. Disinhibited social engagement disorder is exclusively a pediatric diagnosis. Answer choice E, insomnia disorder, is incorrect. In this case, the insomnia present in the vignette is better explained by another mental disorder. The key learning point here: bipolar 2 disorder is a mood disorder that consists of at least one major depressive episode and at least one episode of hypomania. All right, that's the end of this episode, but please do check out our other episodes as well as all of our content at medprep2go.com.
Two kinds of fishing out here. One for fish, one for your data. Hackers try to hook you, but Cisco Duo keeps every user and device protected. Cisco Duo. Phishing season is over. Learn more at duo.com.